Welcome, everyone. I'm Tracy Fitzpatrick, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We are very excited to host today's event, Generative AI in Enterprises, the Era of AI Agents. Presenting today's topic is Henry Jenkins. Henry is the VP and CTO of Medstone, Inc., a veteran-owned business specializing in IT services and cybersecurity. A U.S. Army veteran with over 35 years of experience, he brings deep expertise in IT systems, blockchain, and project management. Previously director at Goldchip Investments, Henry led global initiatives in mining, blockchain, and cybersecurity. Passionate about tech-driven economic growth, especially in emerging markets, he's known for his leadership, integrity, and strategic vision. Please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored to your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you'll get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the Data and AI practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio of courses for the topic being covered today. Our upcoming classes include various trainings on the given courses. You can also access a variety of marketing assets, such as the free training and blogs, by clicking on the available event handout. These offerings can be found with a simple search on our website at netcomlearning.com. In today's session, we'll dive into how generative AI is transforming businesses, reshaping industries, and making operations more efficient. We'll explore the power of AI agents, the industries embracing them, and how organizations are using these advancements to stay ahead. So get ready for an exciting look into the future of AI-driven innovation. Now I would like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to view in full screen by clicking on the full screen button on the right side of the GoToWebinar viewer. Simply hit the escape key to exit the full screen. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Feel free to submit any questions you have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. And to get the best out of today's events, we've included the slides, courses we talk about, and marketing assets in the handouts section of your GoToWebinar viewer. You may refer to them at any time to get a better understanding of today's topic. And we do realize that some of you may have to leave early and want to let you know that as you do leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to take a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience and improve our future sessions for you. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. And now I'd like to pass this over to our trainer to present today's topic. Hey, Henry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Greetings and welcome, everyone. My name is Henry Jenkins, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's insightful webinar, Generative AI in Enterprises, the Era of AI Agents. Our comprehensive session aims to dive deeply into how AI agents are changing businesses globally. Now, throughout our time together, we'll examine strategic methodologies and explore real-world applications across various sectors. And we'll discuss common implementation challenges, highlight some effective workforce strategies, and by the end of this webinar, you'll gain a robust practical insight on how to leverage generative AI, ensuring your enterprise thrives in this rapidly evolving technology. Agenda. Our agenda today includes a thorough exploration of foundational AI concepts and an examination of significant industry transformations driven by generative AI. We'll review strategic implementation guidelines and some best practices essential for deploying these powerful tools within your organization. In addition, we'll cover some critical strategies for your workforce readiness, enabling successful integration and utilization of AI technologies. Finally, we'll briefly preview emerging trends and ensure your enterprise is well positioned to navigate and capitalize on future developments in AI. Our journey today, you should expect to understand AI agents in a manner where you will have a perspective on how the agents will impact your enterprise and also understand the definition of AI agents, how the industry applications are being implemented in the sectors, how these strategies and approaches are evaluated and how they're deployed, and how you're going to prepare your team for the AI augmented workplace. So let's start at the beginning. What are AI agents? Well, AI agents are defined as autonomous systems that perceive their environment, make decisions, and take actions, and they work independently or in a collaborative manner to complete tasks. And what has happened over time? They've evolved from simple rule-based automation to sophisticated models with reasoning capabilities. And now, what you see in modern agents is the ability to understand context and generate creative outputs. And what is the enterprise impact? Well, they're transforming how businesses operate by handling complex tasks, augmenting human capabilities, and enabling new business models. So let's talk about the types of enterprise AI agents. The first type, these agents are called information agents. They effectively manage vast amounts of organizational data, providing real-time analytics, advanced insights, and comprehensive summarization to keep your organization efficient and having that ability to retrieve information quickly. Next, task automation agents. Now, they specialize in automating repetitive operational processes such as invoice processing, customer onboarding, data entry, and other administrative tasks. Next is our decision support agents. These agents help analyze complex data sets to provide strategic insights, predictive forecasting, and risk analysis. Now, this support assists your organization's leaders in making informed strategic decisions, or as I like to say, data-driven decisions. Last but not least, creative agents. Now, creative agents are equipped to generate original content. These agents help accelerate product innovation, marketing initiatives, and creative processes to help develop design concepts for targeted marketing demographics with targeted marketing material. And the agent revolution. What's the agent revolution? Well, how the agent revolution began, most of the time, most people understood it to be chatbots. We had that chatbot era where initially enterprises employed basic chatbots capable of only simple rule-based interactions, just handling straightforward customer service tasks. Next in the revolution came large language models. Advances such as GPT advanced and expanded AI capabilities. It enabled more natural human-like interactions and gave more nuanced language understanding, advancing the generation of content and broadening the utility. Next, we had multimodal AI agents. These agents integrated various data forms, including text, images, and audio, delivering comprehensive contextual understanding and enabling enterprises to address more complex and diverse challenges. And last but not least, and the subject of today, autonomous AI agents. Representing the latest advancement, these agents autonomously plan, execute, and optimize complex tasks without continuous human oversight, meaning that they can do all of this on their own. You can give them an objective as opposed to a simple rule. So if you give them, for example, an objective of, I want to schedule a meeting with Susie, it can now, for example, look at your schedule, look at Susie's schedule, look at the best time, and schedule this for you on your behalf. That's an objective versus a simple rule where you have to go step by step. Tell it to look at your schedule. Next, you tell it to look at Susie's schedule, etc., etc. That's what I mean by being autonomous. That's just one example, and there are many examples out there. So, how have AI agents reshaped enterprise operations? AI agents have reshaped enterprise operations through multiple key impacts. That's enhanced productivity, improved experiences, augmented decision making, and reduced risk. Now, in enhanced productivity, what I mean by that, what I mean are that the AI agents increase operational speed, they reduce errors, and they allow humans to work and focus on higher level strategic tasks. Augmented decision making. The AI agents deliver deep analytical insights by processing vast amounts of data, supporting the businesses in making more informed, accurate, and strategic decisions. This enables companies to proactively respond to the market trends, customer demands, even to customer prices. Now, risk reduction. That's what the lawyers love. They want to minimize all your insurance people. They're very, very keen to ensuring that there's risk reduction in your business. So your agents have the ability to monitor compliance and to continuously look at risk factors and proactively identify and mitigate those potential risks related to fraud, security breaches, and compliance violations, thus safeguarding your enterprise and making sure that you have organizational integrity. Improved customer experiences. And I like to put in not only customers, but also employees. AI-driven personalization creates a tailored interaction for customers and employees, resulting in improved satisfaction, loyalty, and engagement across organizational touch points, or as we call it, pain points. Industries leading AI agent adoption. We're speaking of healthcare, financial services. We're speaking of retail, manufacturing, and legal. Let's talk about the first one, healthcare. How is healthcare being impacted by AI agents? AI agents are transforming by not only streamlining the documentation and the administrative tasks, but it's also reducing paperwork and minimizing the errors, so that way you can free up your healthcare professionals to spend more time providing direct patient care. Diagnostic assistance. AI-powered diagnostic systems analyze medical images and clinical data to detect diseases early, much earlier in some cases than a human can. So this improves diagnostic accuracy and provides reliable second opinions, improving patient outcomes. Next, treatment planning. AI agents analyze patients' data, genetics, and treatment histories to deliver more personalized healthcare plans and medication regimens. This greatly improves treatment and patient adherence. Now, that's a big one. And I believe that's going to be the future moving forward, is personalized medical care. Definitely, that is something that will be a revolution when it comes to transforming healthcare. Last but not least, virtual patient and virtual doctor engagement. These AI agents coordinate virtual care, doctor and patients, in terms of improving continuity, patient engagement, your staff engagement, and remote health management effectiveness. The next sector, financial services. In financial services, this enhances some of the things that a lot of us want. We want investment intelligence. So that way we can have substantial benefits in the decision making and the efficiency of our investments. We want real-time insights into our market trends and investment opportunities, helping financial advisors and investors make strategic and profitable investment decisions. Next, risk management. Again, we want to ensure we have adequate amount of fraud detection and compliance monitoring. That way, we're not only being compliant with regulatory requirements, we're reducing potential losses as it relates to legal risk. Then we want to look at process automations, whereas the agents have the ability to automate claim processing, loan approvals, and document verification, improving processes in terms of efficiency, reducing errors, and enhancing customer experiences. And last but not least, the 24-hour personalized, 7 days a week financial guidance. Who doesn't want that in their business? Where you're able to have not only chatbots, but also virtual assistants that help provide advice and customer support around the clock, enhancing client satisfaction and engagement. Next, retail. Retail, my wife's favorite. This is about having the ability to enhance the customer experiences. So, how do we do that? Well, we do that by having dynamic pricing models. And I'll give you an example here. If you are the local business in town that has a shop that sells auto parts on your website, and someone visits your website and they type in a search engine that you have on your website, I'm looking for gas covers. Well, your AI agent can look around locally on the web and research what is the latest pricing and can augment your pricing on your website and update it so that you can have the pricing advantage over your competitor. Isn't that nice? So that dynamic pricing is something that you would definitely want to have on your website or as part of your business to keep you competitive against all of your other friends and foes that you are in the same business sector with. Then there are customer behaviors, inventory levels, optimizing the revenue and pricing, and the competitiveness of that price is something that I think is huge. Now, we want to talk about customer personalization. Well, that tailors recommendation based on that customer search. Maybe their cookies, maybe it helps them to shop based on their searches. That's something that is huge. It can recommend things that can help to go with a part. Maybe there's a part they may need with the gas gasket to help them to have a better experience. Maybe they need to have a means of connecting that gasket to the actual body so they don't ever lose it again. And then last but not least, we want to make sure that we're talking about the experience. Is it a seamless integration across your digital and your physical touch points and pain points? Manufacturing. So in manufacturing, one of the great things that you want to implement is you want to implement a means of transforming that landscape that allows your supply chain, your predictive maintenance, and your quality control to be a holistic, not a siloed perspective. And the AI agent can do that. So in terms of predictive, it gives you real-time sensor data from your machines and allows you to schedule maintenance and be more efficient in minimizing unplanned downtimes. And when it comes to supply chain optimization, we want to ensure that we're managing inventory levels and we're ensuring that we are shoring up our supplier relationships and able to respond to demand fluctuations in real time. Quality control. Again, in manufacturing, very important. Even in with the AI agents, you can have visual inspections. So that way you can identify production defects, ensure high quality outputs, and minimize waste. These agents can outperform human inspectors in both speed and accuracy. So let's look at some real world examples. So AI in customer service, as you see here on the chart, compared to before AI in the black and in the blue after AI. And you can see that the resolution time has greatly minimized by having AI agents. And this is what is found in the studies to happen. And when it comes to first contact, before and after, you're seeing that the first contact means that your first contact resolution. So that the first time that there is contact with an inquiry or with a customer that's complaining, you're able to resolve that because you have access to vast amounts of information that will help you to address those issues that are outstanding in your customer base or your employee base. Customer satisfaction, big one here. Customer satisfaction, you can see that after AI, it's actually increased. So that way, when you're satisfying your customer, you're creating repeat business. And who doesn't want that? We want repeat business, so we want to have increased customer satisfaction. And last but not least, we're talking about agent capacity. What is the capacity of the agents? Well, the agents don't get tired, and it doesn't need breaks, doesn't need to take off on holidays. So the capacity increases many, many folds. Now, when we talk about product development, it's 68% faster from concept to prototype, 3.5 times more design options per project, 42% cost reduction, and 87% market fit. Now, these studies are based on studies that are feedback that you're getting from enterprises that have already implemented these AI agents in their businesses. And when we get feedback on the percentages and how much it has enhanced product development, it's absolutely incredible. Enterprise marketing, where we talked about personalized content. So we have marketing based on behavior patterns or specific demographics. Or you may have campaign optimization. So your agents can continuously analyze performance data and understand how channels are responding real time and be able to effectively respond to those channels quickly and efficiently. Last is content generation, whereas the AI agent produces variations of an ad copy, images, landing pages, or rapid testing of dozens of creative approaches. But of course, with new technologies, there are challenges. Challenges in deploying AI agents. And some of these challenges include data quality and integration. Despite the promise of AI agents, what you'll find is that their deployment poses these key challenges, including security and privacy, governance and ethics, and workforce adaptation. And so we want to make sure that we have a means of planning and implementing mitigations for this. So you want to make sure with your data quality and integration that you get clean, accessible data from multiple sources. Because what happens with your legacy systems, they often have siloed information that doesn't really tell the whole picture. With security and privacy, you want to make sure that your agents are implementing the security and privacy laws in your region, in your country, or in your particular sector of business, whether that's financial, healthcare, legal, etc. Governance and ethics. Organizations need frameworks for responsible AI use, clear policies that guide the leaders and guide the stakeholders in regards to boundaries for the agents. Last but not least, workforce adaptation. The employees, they'll need to learn these skills and be trained to have a different mindset in order to implement these new AI agents into your enterprise. And your change management determines the adoption success, meaning that how you put together your change management program in your enterprise is going to help your employees and the directors, the leadership on how they are successful in adopting this technology. Now, we talked about overcoming the data challenges. And some of these include the data audits, integration strategies, the quality enhancement, and governance framework. When it talks about data audits, we're identifying quality issues, gaps in the knowledge, or any particular restrictions to the data. Integration strategies. We want to look at how we are integrating our APIs or any of our middleware to your overall infrastructure and all of your data. Quality enhancement. We want to make sure that you have clean, standardized, and enriched data sets that help establish automated validation processes. Last is governance framework. Whereas we have policies that help to understand data ownership, access, and the life cycle of that data so that we want to ensure compliance with regulations and minimize liability. Now, when we're talking about security and privacy concerns, one of the things that we talk about in security is CIA, being confidential, ensuring your data has integrity, and that it's accessible here. That covers what we talk about or what we see here. The other part is ensuring that there's privacy per sector, as we discussed earlier. So when we talk about access controls, we talk about the principle of least privilege, whereas if a administrator is working in the marketing department, they shouldn't have access. Or if there's an agent that's working in the marketing department, that AI agent shouldn't really have access to the human resources department. So you want to restrict that data and keep it where its least privilege principle is adhered to. Secure development. You want to make sure that you're following secure coding practices so that you're limiting your liabilities and having a clean, regular vulnerability assessment. And then we want to look at monitoring and auditing and ensuring that you keep track of all your agent actions and maintain a comprehensive audit trail. As we talked about establishing the AI governance and ethics, we talked about the committee and what it needed to have in terms of defining review processes, establishing escalation paths, and monitoring compliance, ethical principles, fairness and bias prevention, ensuring that we have transparency requirements, and we have a committee that is the Human Oversight Committee, and implementing risk assessment, whether that's categorizing the impact, your regular reassessment, and having a response team or a response playbook as it relates to incidents. Evaluating AI solutions. for your organization. This is something that is key before you start to plan and implement your AI agent. You want to answer these questions and pose these questions to your leadership. You want to look at business alignment. Does it address specific business challenges? And how does it support strategic objectives? Next, what is the technical compatibility? Will it integrate with existing systems? And what are the infrastructure requirements? Are there requirements, or do you have legacy systems that this will prevent you from implementing your AI agents in a successful manner? Performance metrics. What are the accuracy levels that can be expected? How is this performance measured and validated? So you want to have your KPIs, your ROI in place so that you have a certain level of accuracy and expectation from your vendor or from in-house that implements this already mapped out. Total cost, beyond licensing, what are the implementation costs, your training costs, your maintenance costs? Ensure that there are some expectations that you've already thought through and documented these expectations so that you are not taken off guard. Vendor assessment. How stable is your provider? What support and training will they provide for you? Very important. If you don't answer that question and you don't understand what type of training and support that's available for you from your vendor, either you look for another vendor or you come up with another solution so as that you can have that support and training available. Make sure that you have those SLAs, those service level agreements in place. Implementation roadmap. What does that look like? Well, beyond answering those questions that we just asked, we want to look at identifying the opportunity, looking at the needs, understanding the launch and how you're going to identify and document that proof of concept, establish those metrics, and gather feedback from your initial stakeholders on how you're going to do this and how you're going to implement this. Controlled expansion. You want to gradually extend how you're going to implement this and what use cases are you going to implement this in, how you're going to expand this, refine those processes, and learn in the early planning stages some of the gaps and some of those pain points that you should expect and how you're going to mitigate. Enterprise integration. Incorporate core business systems in your AI agent's data so that that's part of the knowledge base, rather, of your AI agents in establishing excellence ongoing for your business. Now, how are you going to accomplish all of this? You're going to accomplish this by putting together a good AI team that has a great mix of technical skills, business knowledge, design thinking, and ethics oversight. So here in this slide, you'll see that the largest amount of team members you have are your data scientists and your engineers. Next, you have your domain experts, those who are in that particular domain, whether you are in marketing, whether you are in human resources, whether you're in engineering, and so forth. Next, your ethics and governance. You will have that team that has a bit of oversight, ensuring that there isn't bias and ensure there's fairness involved. How do you prepare your workforce? Well, you do this through skill assessments, whether you're evaluating their current capabilities and identifying those gaps, or you're mapping out some of those required skills for those different roles to help them to interact with those AI agents. And that is going to bring you to training programs. You're going to have training programs that are role specific and help to educate those particular employees or your staff members to gain that technical knowledge with practical application exercises. Next, your leaders are going to be concerned with change management, addressing those concerns, building that enthusiasm to implement and be able to adopt clear ideas on how you're going to be able to mitigate and implement and clearly communicate how you're changing from where you are to where you're going. And instead of replacing all of your business innovation, you're actually going to enhance it. Next is continuous learning. Very important that you have continuous learning implemented in your organization, whereas you're establishing ongoing educational frameworks. You're going to foster that culture of learning and adapting with these AI tools, and even sometimes experimenting in the development processes. Future trends. What are the future trends you should expect? Well, these future trends will include agent collaboration, whereas you have role specific agents such as human resources working with financial services or with your managers. Multimodal understanding, seamless processing of text, images, audio, and video inputs. What do we mean by processing? We mean the ability to perceive and process that text, those images, that audio, so that way it can be able to help those who are in the medical field or in the legal field to process all of those different inputs and provide that type of enhanced next level of resolution for your clients of your enterprises. Physical integration, whereas your AI agents are going to begin to control robots in your IoT devices in the world. What do I mean by that? Whether those are your thermostats, controlling the temperature of your pool, whether that's being able to anticipate when there's going to be cold weather and be able to mitigate that, turn off your appliances in your home, uh, controlling more and more robots. As you've seen right now, Elon Musk have robots out there now, and some of those AI agents will be able to interact with those robots out there. And there are many businesses out there that have robots that are coming online that you can use your AI agents who have already learned about your environment, learn about your business, and be able to control those robots and IoT devices to help enhance your business efficiency. Last but not least, as we were just talking about, self-improvement. Systems that autonomously enhance their own capabilities over time. That's huge. Some of them call that machine learning, whereas it's able to learn from the environment, learn from the data that is fed in order to enhance their own capabilities over a given period of time to provide you more and enhanced capabilities for your enterprise. So, what are the key takeaways from this webinar that you should take away? One, AI agents are transforming industries now. So, it is a strategic imperative that you implement these agents after answering these questions and ensuring that you can answer those questions and implement them and align them with your business initiatives. You should also have a focused approach. Look at high value, well defined use cases as we discussed before, whether that's legal, whether that's medical, whether that's retail, whether that is in your manufacturing or healthcare or financial services. You want to have a focused approach on how you do that. You want to have a responsible implementation. So you want to make sure that governance has priority, security has priority, and ethics all at the same time. These are the most responsible aspects of implementing AI outside of ensuring that it provides an enhanced experience for your customers. And last but not least is human AI partnership, whereas success comes from augmenting human capabilities. And that means that it's not replacing, but actually enhancing the experience for your customers, augmenting the capabilities of your workforce. What are the next steps? Well, as we stated earlier and we saw in the earlier slides, assessments. Evaluate your organization's AI readiness by asking those questions that we discussed earlier. Develop a roadmap, a strategy on how you're going to implement this, when you're going to implement this, when and how that does this play a role in your business uh, liabilities and how your business is going to be enhanced or improved over a period of time. Team building. Gather a team to not only look at how you're going to do this, but make this team cross-functional about the hows, the whens, and the ethical and the governance frameworks. Some of those things that you want to look at is you want to look at the experts, the leaders in each sector or each department in your business, is bring those leaders together to think through how these AI agents can play a huge role. And once you get all of that done, the assessment, you got your roadmap done, you've developed that team to implement this, you now look at a pilot launch on your development side. So that way you start your first AI agent initiative in development and you do a bit of testing throughout cross-functional departments to help you to understand what's going to work well and what's not going to work well and how you're going to mitigate those issues in development before you move this to production. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us and be able to define your questions either through email or you want to specify your questions through email. You can call us at the number below, visit our website, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Henry. That was very informative. And I know everyone's looking forward to the Q&A session, so go ahead and start putting your questions in the questions panel. And while you're doing that, I'd like to pass the presentation rights over to Neha Kumari, our product marketing manager, who's going to introduce you to our wonderful and amazing promotions and webinar related courses.
Hello, welcome and thank you. I hope you've all received the event handout, which is a great resource to guide you through today's session. We truly appreciate you taking the time to join us for this masterclass. Whether you are in healthcare, finance, marketing, or any other sector, AI driven data solutions are transforming the way businesses unlock value, streamline operations, and drive innovation. We pride ourselves on delivering AI cert trainings through our network of 3,300 plus certified instructors, all active experts in their fields. At Netcom, we've been empowering businesses worldwide since 1998 with cutting-edge solutions that accelerate organizational growth and innovation. Our headquarters are located in the heart of New York City, and we are proud to offer worldwide delivery capabilities to support our global clients. Inside the handout you've received, there's a link to access the session recording for today's masterclass. This gives you the chance to revisit the material or dive deeper into any concepts you'd like further clarification on. As a valued participant, you'll also get exclusive access to our Netcom 365 portal. If this was your first time logging in, simply create a password and you'll be able to explore a wealth of resources designed to support your continuous learning journey. We highly encourage you to take full advantage of the learning portal, which offers a variety of skilling resources to help you stay ahead. Now, let's take a look at some of the latest AI cert courses available. They are divided by roles to help you choose the right path based on your career needs. I encourage you to click on the hyperlinks in the handout to explore the official course documentation and gain a deeper understanding of each offering. It's important to note that all our courses are taught by subject matter experts. Additionally, you'll enjoy perks like 180 days of access to virtual labs, 90 days of class recordings, and access to the Netcom 365 portal. You'll even have the option to repeat classes for free within a specific period if you miss a session or wish to review a topic. We've also included a few additional resources in the handout, including upcoming free events and insightful blogs. I highly recommend exploring these to broaden your understanding of our offerings and how they can help you and your organization achieve your learning and business goals. We have exciting upcoming schedules that you won't miss out. Here are some of them. These specialized programs will help you harness the power of AI for different roles and industries, ensuring you stay ahead in today's competitive landscape. We've also included a few additional resources in the handout, including upcoming free events and insightful blogs. I highly recommend exploring these to broaden your understanding of our offerings and how they can help you achieve your learning and business goals. These specialized programs will help you harness the power of AI for different roles and industries, ensuring you stay ahead in today's competitive landscape. As a part of your journey, we also recommend exploring these valuable marketing assets to further enhance your AI knowledge and skills. Learn about the Learning Passport and flexible team training packages we offer. For organizations with complex, geographically distributed teams, we offer the Learning Passport. This flexible solution allows you to consolidate your training funds for up to 12 months, unlocking tremendous value, including up to 100% additional value on your funds. With the Learning Passport, you get unlimited access to over 4,000 authorized training courses. If your team has ongoing skilling requirements, this is an incredibly cost-effective solution to meet your learning needs year-round. Additionally, the Learning Passport also includes access to certifications, virtual events, blogs, webinars, and special promotional offers available on our website. It's your one-stop solution for building a smarter workforce. And finally, be sure to check out Russell Sardar's latest book. As CEO of Netcom Learning, Russell has written a powerful framework to help organizations build smarter workforces, adapt to change, and drive growth in this rapidly evolving business environment. Don't miss out on this invaluable resource. Thank you for joining us today. With the right knowledge and skills, you can lead your organization to success and stay ahead in an AI-driven world. Stay tuned for more updates and exciting learning opportunities from Netcom Learning. Together, we'll shape the future.
Thanks so much for guiding us through that information, Neha. And now we're going to go ahead and jump right into our question and answer session. If you haven't yet, it's not too late to pop your questions into the question panel. And as we start our Q&A sessions, we're also going to launch a quick poll that we want to invite you to participate in. Doing so helps us to know how we can better serve you by telling us who might be interested in more information or in taking some additional training. In addition, we have a lot more informative webinars coming up So please go to netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register. Let's start with the first question. What are the key differences between traditional AI and generative AI agents?
Okay. The key differences, whereas with the traditional, we talked about rule-based responses. The rule-based responses were short, defined answers as opposed to generative AI, where you could now define an objective as we discussed earlier. So now we're talking about outcomes as opposed to giving it a rule to go by. So that's the major key difference that you want to look at. And of course, that integrates many other aspects of the traditional versus the generative AI. And that aspect could be being able to learn, adapt, customize, and personalize its responses based on its environment.
Now, moving on to the next question. How can an enterprise ensure the security and privacy of sensitive data when deploying AI agents?
Well, enterprises should follow best practices such as implementing robust access controls, whether that's adopting privacy by design principles or making sure that your sensitive data is anonymous and maintaining continuous monitoring and auditing. Additionally, you want to ensure that you have regular security assessments and you have vulnerability testing that's done on a proactive basis.
Next question in the queue. Which industries currently benefit the most from AI agents and why?
Well, healthcare stands out, then financial services, retail, manufacturing, and other services that may stand out. But for right now, there's a bit of debate between healthcare, financial services, and retail, and of course, manufacturing. And this leads to there being compliance needs and the ability to improve across all these sectors and benefit enhanced productivity and better decision making in terms of risk reduction and improving customer experiences.
Now, an important question. What are the most significant challenges enterprises face in implementing generative AI solutions?
Some of those include data integration from the legacy systems, ensuring that you have data quality, you're managing your security risk, and you're navigating ethical considerations that you may need to have governance frameworks in place. In addition, you want to have a proactive workforce that works through continuous learning, continuous training, and ensure that there's clear communication about the AI support role in helping your workforce understand what is the role of AI versus their role not being replaced, but rather enhancing the deliverance of customer satisfaction.
Lastly, the final question of the day is, how can organizations effectively prepare for their workforce for adopting to generative AI?
Organizations should conduct through skill assessments, whereas they're able to identify gaps in knowledge, provide targeted training programs, and foster a culture of continuous learning. So that way they can change the strategies in real time and effectively, also have transparent communication, and highlight the AI's role in augmenting the human capability in terms of critical successful adoption.
Once again, I want to remind you that as you leave this session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to help us by taking a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience as we are constantly looking at how we can improve our future sessions. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. We want to thank all of you for joining us today, and if you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.